Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. I am Old Man 102. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to FS25, working in Giants Editor on the new 4X map for FS25. All right, let's get some stuff in the map folder. So let's go Fishy Swamp map placeables. We're going to run back into the mountain map placeables. This should be Mammoth Mill. So new folder. Crap. Do I already have it in here? No. Oh, I already have Mammoth Mill in here. Nice. All right. So that's one of the ones we're going to bring in. So file, import, placeables, Mammoth Mill, edit interactive placement. Cool. So that's already in the map. All right. Now, do I have the carpentry shop in? Placeables. I don't. Does not look like. It looks like I don't have the carpentry shop or the Cooper in here. All right, let's look at, where do I have them in here? Okay, so carpentry, new folder. Oh, hang on. We can get rid of this. We don't need it. Oh, hold on. Do I have two new folders now? All right, hold on. Placeables, map, placeables, new folder. Do I only have one? Did I put, okay, I already put carpentry in, so let's get rid of this one. All right, so carpentry. File, export, placeables, carpentry. Save that. And then I need the XML and the store photo. So that's the carpentry. Placeables. All right, is the Cooper under factories? It is. Do I have just a factories? I want to keep everything the same. It looks like I do not. Nope. All right, so let's go new folder. Under factories, and we'll grab the Cooper. File, export, placeables, factories. Grab the Cooper, and we'll grab the XML, and then we need to store Cooper. And paste. All right. Now I'm thinking we make like a little wood cutting type of area right back here. Let's get you facing, actually I like it, spin it this way. And we'll pull you back away from this main road a little bit. All right, Mammoth Mill. I want to get placeables to carpentry in. Which way are you facing? Oh, let me spin it around. I'm going to get you in this direction. It's kind of, you're kind of lined up with that one. And then let's go File, Import, Placeables, Factories, Cooper, and you, I will go this way. Yeah, we'll get these three on this side. What else in the way of woodworking? Alright, so let's go back into, so apiary, carpentry is in. I'm not sure if we're going to put the cement stuff in. Gas station, metal, oh, we gotta get the metals mill in. Do I have that in this folder? I do not. Metals mill with a capital M. New folder. Metals mill. Metals mill. File. Export. Placeables. Metals mill. And I'm going to need you. And I'm going to need you. Metals mill. Do I want to put it on the opposite side, or do I want to keep like all the factory stuff on this side? So we'll have our mining inside. We'll have the mining silo inside. Thinking over here. File, import, metals mill. Yeah. Let's go let's go like minus 75. Nice angle. Yeah. We'll put you over here. All right. So I think that's all the carpentry kind of things. Mine mixing, old man's mill, oil well. I'm not sure I'm going to put the oil well and the refinery in. I may let you put those in as placeables. Pie factory, pizza factory. You are just textures, refinery. River house and river restaurant. Why do I have these in the folder? In the Ritchie's mountain map. Good question. I don't know. Am I spawning? I might be spawning them in as placeables. No, because they're not zeroed out. Oh yeah, that's all part of fishing. Okay, let's not make any changes to that. I don't want to mess it up. I think that's all part of the fishing. Seafood, we'll have to get in. Seeds, warehouse. So animal trader. Oh no, I think we're good. I think this is major carpentry stuff is going to be in over here. And again, this doesn't have to be pretty. So texture, round. Where is the good old dirt? Dirt. All right. because the rest of most of this is going to be forest ground. All right, so if we're coming in this way from the road and we want to come back here, let's go this way. And we're coming out of here, let's kind of sort of go this way. This needs to be out a little bit further. Something like that. Let's get another back road coming out. Let's put the forest ground in. We'll mess around with this a little bit more. It's probably what I should have done. So let's go texture. Let's go forest leaves, limit texture to okay, I can't limit it to, oh yeah, I can't limit it to grass. This way I don't have to be real neat when I paint it in, because it won't paint over the other surfaces. And we'll finish putting a road in. So I don't even have to be neat along the mountains that won't paint on it, the other texture. And we'll just put a road in back here somewhere. All right, now, yeah, let's get our back road in. So let's go back to, oh, sorry, wrong one. Take that off. Let's go back to dirt. And let's just get our little back entrance coming in over here somewhere. Something like that. Just in case. All right, let's get these three in and functioning. All right, we're going to need, back to the mountain map, I'm going to need, let's open the placeables back up. We are going to need, okay, that's metals mill, since it's right here. Let's grab that one. We will stick it in our placeables folder. We need, okay, here's the Cooper. So let's grab that one. And placeables. There's the Cooper. Oop. Here's the carpentry shop. Let's put that one here. And we need to find No, Mammoth Mill. Mammoth Mill right here. Copy that one to here. Now, under store items for the mountain map, we need Metals Mill. All right, we need here's Mammoth Mill. We need carpentry. And we need the Cooper right there. And then we need to take these four, copy them into the store XML and save that. Okay, so we got all of our, well, some of our XML work done. Now we got to get these in and working. So let's grab this coordinate. Placeables. Mammoth Mill. You are there. Your height is 25. Your Z position, rotation is minus 180, 0, minus 180. So that stays the same. All right, carpentry. Let's grab that coordinate. All right, carpenter shop. Let's grab that. 25 is our height. Our Z position. We're also minus 180, 0, minus 180. So I'm just going to grab these and plop it there. The Cooper, let's grab this position. The Cooper, we will replace this one. Height is 25. We will grab this position, put it here, and we are minus 180, minus 90, and 180. So hang on, so minus 180. Minus 180, minus 90, 180, minus 180, minus, okay. So our Metals Mill, let's grab that position, replace this, 25 on the height, our Z position, and then you are 0, minus 75, 0. Alright, so they should now all be in and working. Now, let's go to trees, yeah. I'm going to take this empty transform group and just duplicate it. We're going to call you forest. Alright, and then we're going to come over to remove trees. Tree group 5. I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to go edit, cut, and paste. And then let's go over here for a second. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Can we squish it in around the mountain? Am I going to have to edit this? Probably going to have to edit this a little bit. Well, can I slide you down and squeeze you in here? Well, we got a couple trees on the mountain we may have to remove. We slide her back a little bit further. Yeah, a couple trees on this one we'll have to remove. I think we can make that work. Now the problem is, well, let's see what we can do. Let's duplicate that again. Let's pull it over this way. We'll have to remove some trees, but it's easier to remove trees than it is to add trees. So we will kind of sort of, yeah, it's really going to be bad. Stick you over here. It's better than putting all these in individually. Alright, since we're doing the, before we start messing with those, let's go back to texture, forest, we'll use forest needles, limit texture to grass. Yeah. And let's get this section painted in. Leave a little bit of dirt there on the corner by the bridge, or a little bit of grass by the bridge. It's fine. Now we can actually take this all the way back. All right, now can I let's duplicate that again. This is just going to help me get some trees in here really quick. And we'll get some random trees in. Alright, so you can come out. You can go in. You can go out. You'll have to cut your way in a little bit. I'm just going to delete you, delete you, delete you. Let's push you out that way. You can go in. You can go in. That should be the road going into. Let's get you off the road a little bit further. Now, coming over this way. Move you over. Move you over. Alright, now. These we're just going to eliminate, 'cause it'll be a lot easier. And sometimes you don't catch the right tree. Little ones, those little ones are a pain in the butt anyway. Some of them I'm going to leave, make you work for it. Alright, now you need to come out. You come out, you come out. You come out. You come out. You, oh, come on, give me the tree. And you can come out. Alright. So let's push you back. Push you back. Alright, now where's the next building? Let's get this one taken care of. Slide you back. Slide you back. Slide you back. You can go. You can go. You can go. You can go. Oh, hang on. Where are all your triggers? We should be good. So that doesn't cover up any of the triggers on that one. You can go. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Slide you back. You can go. You can go. You can go. Nope, don't. Give me the tree, not the building. I'll slide you over. You can go. You can go. All right. Now, let me grab, where's that biggest tree? The one that we get the most wood from. I think it's, is it this one? It is. I'm just going to duplicate that a minute and pull it out here. I'm just going to go edit, cut. I'm going to throw it in this transform group, but I'm going to duplicate it, but I'm going to remove the extra one from this one. All right, this one, let's go edit, interactive placement. I'm just going to throw it there a minute. Let's close that. Let's close that. Let's close that. Let's close that. It's good. All right, now I'm going to do a quick save. Now let's bring you over this way. All right. just put it here on the very end. Bring it over this way. All right. Go Control B. I'm going to grab it again. All right. Now we start filling in over here. It is a forest after all. That one I think is floating. Hang on. Oh, I think we're good. Okay. So let's fill some in over here. Let's pull you over here. That'll work. I just want to get some along this mountain the way I want them. Alright, that'll work. Now let's fill this side in. Throw in there. All right, let's throw a few in over here. And we'll fill in over here. All right, I will, let me duplicate you and just stick it here for a second. All right, we got this road coming in to clean up, so let's pull you over. You can go, you can come out there. Wrong tree. All right, you can go, you can go, you can go. All right, that'll be our road in on this side. All right, where's this tree at? Let's bring you over this way. And crap, I'll just stick you right there for a second. Just move you over here. All right. Now let's fill this area in. Duplicate that one again. Let's pull it over here. Alright, that fills in this side of the mountain. Actually, yeah, that side, let's do a quick save. Alright, let's get the other side of the mountain. I don't know how much more forestry I want to do, though. I think I may leave this area open for other factories. Instead of making this a huge industrial park, I can make part of this an industrial park. And then we could put some factories across the front and then make part of this an industrial park. I'll have to see how big the map file is. I don't want to get too many trees in here, but anyway, let's go back to our forest texture. We are limited to grass, yes. So I do want to bring some forest along the mountain all the way over, but I think I want to sort of limit it over to this area. And then I don't mind bringing some extra trees across here either. Something like that. And then let's bring you around here. And then let's bring some along the water. I can live with that. At least some grass along the road. All right. Well, let's do a little bit better there. Now, let's grab our dirt texture. And let's just bring it back this way. Bring you over this way. All right, I don't see any reason not to, so let's go back to, I don't care, it doesn't have to be the same texture. It's a little bit more forestry bits in here. Come along to dirt road. All right. Oh, got a floating tree. No, we're good. All right. So let's come up here for a minute. Let's close you. Let's close you. Now, since I edited these three tree groups, I'm going to come back down here to the remove trees. I'm going to grab a new tree group 5. Let me duplicate that. Let's go edit, cut, and paste. I'm going to sort of plop you here now because I want to push you back in. Kind of like. Bring you back. Bring you over. I'll just turn you a little bit. Now some of these trees are going to be off the map border. You're not going to be able to cut them, but I'm actually okay with that. Actually, that looks pretty good. All right. Or do I want to make this all forest? Do I want to put a factory there? I'll leave that one up for debate for a minute. All right, let's come up here. Let's grab one of these. Let's just come along the back of the map and fill this in. Some random trees. And then let's come back along the mountain. Now, fill these in with some random trees. All right, now let's come over this way. I'm not sure what I'm doing here yet. Let's go. Bring you over here. I don't like a tree right there. All right, let's just bring you right there for now. All right. Now, let's close you for a second. This can come out. Cooper can come out. Carpentry can come out. Mammoth Milk can come out. Let's save. And I want to see what this looks. I want to make sure that none of these factors are throwing any errors before we go on any further. Now we still have all the farmlands to paint in, but I can't paint any more farmlands in until I make sure we're not putting any more fields in. All right, nothing turned yellow, nothing turned red. Compiling the shaders. I said compiling the shaders. There we go. Alright, let's take our speed down. Let's grab a truck. Stupid default color, man. I don't care. Let's go dark red. And let's go see what that looks like. All right, so we have Mammoth Mill in. Oh, there's a tree inside of it. Okay, we got to come in and get that one tree out. All right, we have carpentry shop is in and working. Looks like the Cooper is going to be in. Yep, I got all of its, looks like all of its triggers are there. And then let's go through here. We have the mines. We have the mining silo. And we should have the metals mill. Nice. All right. So I got to figure out what I want to do here. Do I want to make it a meadow where you can put your own, decide what you want to do with it? Or do I put some factories here? That's the $64,000 question that needs to be answered. I know what I want to do here, but what do we want to do back there? All right, now there was one tree. Oh, here we go. These small ones need to go. Okay. So you need to go. You need to go. You need to go. And you need to go. And you will not be inside of those factories. All right. So let's do this. Let's take our forest. We will hide these for a minute. And we will hide you for a minute. Alright, that allows me to come over here and go foliage around foresty plants. Maybe dry branches? What do you guys look like? Absolutely nothing. Oh, you're just really, really dry branches. Okay, so no, let's back that out. May not be able to use any of the. What do you? Oh, sorry. What do you look like? Nah, not that one either. I want something a little bit taller, but I don't think I'm going to find anything taller. I think these are going to be all like flat. Yeah, they are. They're all going to be like flat plants. Rice long grain deco. Ooh. Like a deco rice plant. Okay. I can live with that. Let's go. Let's get off of our water plane. Alright. So I want to put something to break up that texture in the transition along the mountain. We'll meet up with that one. Just adds that other little visual flavor to the map. Alright, now over here, let's go meadow. Harvest ready, limit texture to grass. A little bit of meadow there. A little bit of meadow here for now. Not sure what I'm doing there yet. Now the other side. Do I need any? Yeah, over here. I thought I had a little bit of grass. On that side as well. This back side should be all forest. Alright, so we make you visible again. And we make you visible again. Alright. So that's going to be our forestry area. The other thing I want to do is, since this side of the river's done, let's come back over here. Let's go water plants. I'm going to use the cattails. And we will bring our cattails around on this side of the river until we figure out what we're doing with the other side. Well, until we get to that side. But I want to finish this back side completely. Looks like a little sparse over here with trees. That's all right. You're not going to really get back to them anyway. What we can do is we can fill it in a little bit with some of this. All right, so the rocky area, I'm not going to put any plants in. And again, this area is a little bit sparse, so let's fill it in a little bit. And we'll get you. Oh, we can even throw a little cattail area in over here. All right. So what am I doing with this last little bit back here? Let's get rid of this awful, which is like not even a, it's like forest plants. Just erase them. All right, what am I doing back here? I'm thinking a meadow and just let you do with it what you want. Or do I want to stick a factory here? Decisions, decisions. Let's do a save. Let me grab paper and pencil. I got to figure out what else we're putting in the map in the way of factories. And then I'll know what I want to do back here. So let's pull up Richie's Mountain. Oh, wrong one. Let's just go into the placeables folder. Alright, that's all the main farm. That's all the main farm. Alright, carpentry. So bakery. Let me just make a list and I'll make it, it'll just be easier. So bakery. Canning factory. Cooper's Inn dairy. Flour. Oil. Spinnery and Tailor. Metals mills in, mining silos in. Okay, cement factory. Like I said, a lot of these are going to end up being just places where you can put them in yourself. And then we have the other cement factory. I'm going to call it cement 2. One of them makes the cement bags, and the other one makes the cement like roof tiles and stuff. Seedmaster fertilizer, composter, greenhouse, green. Oh, I wanted to do a greenhouse area. That might be a possibility. All right, oil well refinery. Like I said, a lot of these you're going to be able to put in yourself. Okay, a bunch of orchards, apiary, potato processing. Sam Adams, Dole, Old Man's Mill, okay, Pizza Factory, Pie Factory, okay, Seafood House, Coal mine, salt mine, mine. Outlaws. Pet accessories and furniture. Alright, fancy furniture. Forgot about that one. And then you are selling station, livestock market, vehicle trader, selling station. These should be all the selling stations. And then you're the constructibles, which are not going in here. Those are the rice fields for the mountain map. Okay, so we got to make a decision what factories are going in and what factories are not going into the map. So what I think I want to do is I think I want to abandon this area back here for a hot minute. Let's head, and then I want to build the butcher shop into this map. So let me add that to the list. Alright, so what I'm thinking over here is this was going to be a rice field. This is no longer going to be a rice field. I think I want to put the tailor, the spinnery over here. I definitely want to build those two into the map, or do I want to leave that for orchards and greenhouses? I want to get the tailor and the spinnery in, but they're not that big. But what I could do is we can change this area up a little bit. I can cut this, we can make this island a little bit larger and bring the water closer to the road and over. And this little island here, we can expand, but you have to get onto this little island to get to this field and to this field. But what I'm thinking maybe is on the island, the tailor and the spinnery. So I'm feeling a little bit of a change over here. Because until the map's done, nothing is set in stone. I don't need a very large area. Alright, let me just bring those buildings in so I know how big they're going to be. So, placeables. And I think let's go to this Richie's Mountain map. Placeables. I think they're under factories. Yep, spinnery is. And the tailor is. Alright, so under factories, let's grab the spinnery. File, export selection with files. Placeables, factories, spinnery. And we're going to need the XML to go with it. And then we're going to need the store spinnery. And let's grab the store tailor. And then we're going to need the tailor US. So file, export. It's got to be named exactly the same, or the i3, or that it won't spawn in. And let's grab the XML for it. So let's, while we're here, placeables. I want, where are they? Spinnery and the tailor. So let's grab those. Let's copy those to our placeable folder. Save that. And then under store items, we need Spinnery and the Tailor. Let's copy that over to ours. I need it there, and I need it in the store XML. Bam. All right, so all the XML work is done. So let's go File, Import Spinnery. I'll stick you there. File, Import Tailor. And we shall stick you here. So I don't need this area to be very large, but we will need to be able to drive around them and be able to get to this field and to this field. So here's what I'm thinking. Let's grab our height. Hardness is all the way up. Let's change this up a little bit. We'll have to do a little bit of retexturing, repainting. But we are early enough in the build where we can change things up. And let's come over here. Let's push this side out a little bit further. Give me just a little bit more room on that side. Oh, give me, just for a minute, some grass. So what I'm thinking is the spinnery. This way. Ooh, I like that. All right. So let's grab our dirt texture. Why are you not? Okay, you're not dirt. So why do you not look right? All right. And then over on this side, let's bring the tailor in. And let's get you facing here. Let's get you, let's go minus 45 and see what that looks like. How's the spinnery orientated? Ooh, minus 50, okay, a weird angle. Let's go minus 60 just to keep it more even. All right. So now we need to do is, let's go to height, let's go to 20. And let's kind of bring you down and over this way. And now we can bring you kind of this way. And then over here, not that far over. Alright, it's easier to add it back in than it is to take it out. So let's go to 25. And let's bring some back in right there. Just want to make sure I have enough room to drive around this building. Now we'll smooth this area out. We will smooth this area back out. Alright, and that gives us our 3 bridges. It gives us access to these other fields. Alright, now let's clean up the texture. So let's go, okay, what are we on? We're on dirt, so let's just do this. It'll be easier. And then put our grass back. Alright. So now let's just go back to grass. Alright. Bring you out a little bit. No, too far. Can't really do much in that corner. Now over here we will need something like that there. Well, I might give us enough room to drive around the back of the building. Where's your drop-off triggers? All right, hold on. I gotta look at your triggers for a minute. What side are they on? You're on this side. Okay, so all your triggers are on this side. That's good to know. Okay. So we really don't need to get onto, well, I would still like to be able to drive around it. Let's go back to dirt. We'll come out, wrong one again. Let's just bring you back a little bit. All right. Spinnery and Taylor. Don't need. Let's go back to grass for a minute. I can bring you back in like this. And we could bring you back in a little bit like that. Alrighty then, let's do a quick save. It's going to take a hot minute because we made some terrain changes. Where's my list? I can cross the Spinnery off, I can cross the Taylor off. Oh, you gotta love these long saves. All right, so let's grab foliage, meadow, harvest ready, limit texture to grass. Now, let's do something a little bit. I want to get, I think, a few parked cars over here. So let's grab our parking lines. But I'm going to call it parking lines short. I don't need that many of them, so let's eliminate 2 of them. And this will serve for both factories. I'll get a couple parked cars in here. So you're on grass. Let's go to dirt. All right, so let's get you back in. I don't like this little area right there, though. Coming off of this bridge, we're going to need a little bit more room. So let's go like this. And we'll paint in a little bit more dirt. Oh, wrong one. A little bit more dirt. All right, that's a little bit better. So let's close you. Gameplay, splines, traffic splines, parked cars. Control D to duplicate. And blue is the front of the car. So let's throw a car here. Let's throw a car there. And let's throw a car there, just to break things up a little bit. All right. Now, we got to get, before I forget, okay, spinnery. Let's grab your coordinate. Let's go to the placeables folder, spinnery. All right, you go here. 25 on the height. Let's grab that dimension, and then you are 180 minus 60 minus 180. So 180 minus 60 minus, so 180 minus 60 minus 180. Taylor, let's copy that. And you are here. Height is 25. let's grab that coordinate, and then you're going to be 0, minus 45, 0 on your rotation. All right, so that'll take care of those. Now, let me grab where do I want to grab them from? Let's come back this way. We'll grab an oak tree. Just duplicate that. All right, let's put an oak tree here. I'm seeing another one. I don't know if you saw it, but I saw it. Let's pull you back a little bit. Now let's grab this guy. Let's duplicate him. I'm going to go Control B so it's free floating on my mouse. And we'll throw 3 of those in. And let's take the skinny guy. Why not? And let's bring him over. So let's go bam, 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 and we could put like an extra 1 or 2 right there. Beautiful. So now, let's grab our cattails. So we're going to go foliage, water plants. Actually, let's put the flowering ones over here. Let's go medium, smaller island. I like the flowering ones in certain areas. Well, I'm going to put a skinny tree right there. Oh, can I? Yeah, we can. Let's erase the grass on the bridge. A little bit around that tree. Let's go a little bit around that tree. Come along here. Oh, since we're at it, let's put a little bit around that tree, a little bit around that tree. Break things up a little bit. All right. Yeah, I want to put a skinny tree over here. So let's grab one of you. You need something like right there. All right. Let's close you for a minute. All right, so Taylor we're done with. We can delete that out. Spinnery we're done with. We can delete that out. And let's do a save. So there's another little section of the map done. And let's see if they're going to spawn in without any errors. I'll turn you on and let you load. Oh, I just want to go take a nap. Oh, okay, so we got Taylor's. Oh, the pillow. I added the pillow onto the Taylor. I don't have that fill type in this map. All right, cool. So we got an error. So let's close out. So we got to add the pillow fill type into the map. It will not load. Come on. Don't make me do this. Come on, give me the task manager. Oh, it's really giving me a hard time. I can't even get to, there we go, close the program. Whew. All right, so we still have our i3D open. All right, so we got to add pillow in. That makes things a little bit more complicated. So let's go map, palettes, Richie's Mountain, map, palettes. We got to find the pillow. Pillow palette. Let's open that up. Let's go File, Export, Map, Palettes, Pillow palette, and then we're going to need the XML for it. We're going to need map HUD. Map HUD. We're going to need the pillow. I'm blind. Pillow. We'll copy you into here. Now, mod description. Where are the palettes? Down here. I'm just going to grab one. It doesn't matter which one. Let's go copy and paste. You're going to be palettes. You're going to be the pillow palette. Let's copy that. Store items, palettes, pillow palette. Now we have to go to map config. Map fill types. Let's go control find pillow, and you're under Zinfandel. I'm going to have to actually open up config map fill types. Let's go. Actually, let's find. Because I want to put it in the same spot under Zinfandel. So let's grab everything for the pillow. Let's copy that over to this map. We will save it. And then we got to scroll down to the bottom. We have to add it into... Where is product, pillow, and then we have to add it into some of the cell points. So let's add it here. It doesn't go under fruits. It doesn't go under food. Wood products. You're not a wood product. All right, so we have it in one of the cell points. So it's in the fill types. We have the HUD, we have the palettes. Okay, so this should now load. I should be able to close this and close this. So you should be able to open without error this time. This is why I test often, because it's easier to fix the errors as you go, rather than putting 40 factories in it and trying to figure out what the hell's wrong. Alright, let's try this again. Hey, we're going to load this time. Oh, let's check my phone real quick while this is compiling. Let's make sure no one's trying to get in touch with me. All right. Nobody loves me. All right, let's turn that off. Take our speed down. Wrong one. Let's grab. I don't care. Which one's the quicker one? You're 40 miles an hour. This one. It's at least something different for a change. All right, which we're not going far. It's just like literally right up here around the corner. Oh, let's go back and make sure we've got all the collisions off of the mine as well while we're in here. Oh, the truck is definitely faster. Now this bridge looks small, but you get a big piece of equipment in here, it's going to be just fine. Alright, so it looks like spinneries and all the triggers are working, and it looks like the tailors and yeah, all the triggers are working. Alright. Beautiful. Yeah, so this is the only way to these two fields. This field and the other field. Alright, let's go back and see if I got all the collisions off of the mine before I forget about it. All the weird collisions that we didn't need. Oh, this vehicle's so slow. I like this area back here. I really like this area back here. Now all those weird collisions should be gone. I should be able to drive around this thing. Yeah. Alright, we're golden. Alright, so everything back here should be working. Oh, hang on, before we... get out of here and go do something else. Let's just take a quick peek on this side. Oh, this one's the road out. I'm going to get lost. Oh, look, I'm lost already. Let's make sure all the landscaping on this side. Now, we have to finish this area to the right, but I want to make sure everything over here still looks pretty decent. All right. And we can get around this without any problems. Yes, we can. All right. And then I got to figure out what I want to do here. I may leave it a meadow. I'm not sure yet. So we still have to finish this side. All right, but we can get out of here. So that little island, spinnery island, is done. Now I'm going to leave this area go for a minute because there's a big area back here that I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with. So over here, you have to come in on this road. So pretend you're into games. You got to come back here. You got to come back here, along here. You're driving back here. All right. So we're onto this little island right here. Now, from this little island, you can get onto that field. You can get on. You have to come across here to get to this field. That's the only way to get to this field is to come in on this dirt road, come across this little island, and come across this little island. What I wanted to do over here was another little like foresty area, but I think I want to put the fancy furniture and the pet accessory factories back here. They're relatively small. And then this one, I think, let me look at our factory list. Maybe the oil well and the refinery. Wow, what do I want to do? Yeah, you can see how weird some of the fields are going to be for you to harvest. This map is not going to be AI friendly at all. I'm still at a loss of what I want to do back here. Do I want to make this orchards and greenhouses? That may not be a bad idea. Put all the orchards and greenhouses over here. That's a lot of them, though. So if we pull this back up, all right, we have greenhouse, large glass, larger one. I think is the mushrooms. Then we have tomato. I'd have to go into the. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. $10, $11, $12, $13. Between the orchards and greenhouses, about 13. It's not that far from the main. I'm just thinking about driving distance. So your main farm is going to be over way back over here. So you'd have to drive over this way, down this way, all the way down to here, to come into here. If we want to do any factory work or if we want to do any greenhouse work. So I really wanted them back over in this area. do I want an industrial park in the middle of farmlands? I really don't. I may just make these meadows and let you do what you want with them. Because we still have this area back here to finish. We could put the couple like the fancy furniture and the pet accessories factory back there. I could take this little corner here, we could put a couple orchards or greenhouses there, and I could run the rest of them along here, and then leave this big area open for an industrial park. And we have this whole square here yet. Now this whole square here is going to be fishing and city buildings, and maybe we can make bait. I'm going to do a separate bait house, I think. I think we're going to just make these two meadows and be done with it. And then you can decide what you want to do back here. Now, oh, decisions. But I also want to see how big the map size is getting, the file size, because I want to keep the file size down, but I got so much more to import into the map. I'm going to abandon that for a minute. I know. We got to figure out what I want to do. So, over here, we got some, let's go to meadow. Let's clean up some of this extra weird. Yeah, I got to fix the lake over here. And let's clean up some of the deco bush. Just erase them. Now, I want a few factories over here, but do I want to, I think I want to combine these together into one. Let's go for now. Let's go height. Let's go 25. And let's bring, oh yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of stuff in the water to clean up. Let's bring this together for a minute. And then let's clean some of this up. And let's clean some of that up. Now, I'm thinking somewhere in here we come on to this. Well, we got this to clean up yet. And deco bush. All right. I just want to rough this in. So coming over here, I want to, let's go back to height. Let's go to 20. I want to push this back in a little bit further, so there's more water between that land and this area. And we got a lot of work to do over here to get this fixed, but I'll do that off camera. I just want to see about bridges. River bridge. bring one of you over. Alright, let's turn you, let's see what 0, 0, 0 looks like. Let's take you to 1, which is full length. Oh, that's actually work out pretty well. All right. So that'll get us over here. Put a little road coming out this way. I'll probably fix this under. I got a lot of work to do over here. Let me show you what kind of a mess it is. So I take the water planes for a minute, make them invisible. Yeah, see, this is a complete mess over here. So I got to fix this whole area yet. But now we have the seafood house has to come over here. And all right, let me look at Richie's Mountain map placeables. Where is it? Is it under factories? Cooper, Trigger, Potato, Spinnery, Taylor, no. Right, Carpenter, Cement, Factories, Fancy, Gas. What do I have it under? Are we sure it's not under factories? Bakery, Cooper, grain, oil, potato, spinnery, Taylor. Where the heck is fishing? Where is... I'm at a loss of what file it's in. It's not under the main farm. That's the farmhouse and the garage and all that stuff. Mammoth Metals Mines, mixing. Oil, Old Man. Pet Pie Pizza. It's not in here because there's no I3Ds. Nope. Refine or River. Okay, no, it's under seafood. I just saw it. Alright, so we have the seafood house we have to bring in. And this is the one where we add our bait and we get our assorted fish and our assorted seafood. Now, the one on the mountain map is different than the one on the flats map. And I don't know which one I want to bring in. I'm thinking the one from the mountain map. Now, because we're going to need Old Man's Mill on the map. So let me grab my list of factors for a minute. Bear with me a second. So I definitely need to bring in Old Man's Mill because it processes the fish. So we definitely have to bring that one in. I want to bring the butcher shop in. I'll have to get that in the map files between episodes. And we have to bring the seafood house in. Now I'm getting concerned on how large the file size is. So I want to keep it under 1.5 so it'll go on a server. bring the one in from the mountain map. So map placeables. Let's create a new folder. Seafood. And let's grab, does just say seafood? It does. Let's grab the seafood house. File, export selection with files, map, placeables, seafood. Seafood house. And we need the props to go with it. File, export, because they spawn in separately. Let's grab those. And then we're going to need you. And I'm going to need, where's the store photo? Okay, so it's not referring to a store photo. All right. Let me close. Okay, I don't need. Okay, stone mine we are done with. We can close that. You are mountain. Okay, we're still pulling stuff out of those files. I think that's everything. Why? What's your store photo referring to? Oh, dollar data. So you're just an empty store photo because this one you cannot buy. So I don't need the store photo. Okay. That answers that question. So let's go file, import, seafood house. Now you're not going to see any of the props, but I don't think they really matter because they're only props for the building. Yes, we're going to have a lot of work to do to get this set up the way I want. So yeah, so this is going to be another like hour project. Now, when you zoom out, it disappears because the clip distances are turned down to get better FPS. We're going to change this island up. So this one, I'm not in a big hurry to get this water area over here fixed because we're going to have a lot of changes on this. So let's go minus 37. That seems like a good angle. Now when we come off of this bridge to come into here, I don't know if we're going to have another bridge off of this island going anywhere else yet or not. But I think so we have, yeah, we're going to have a lot of work to do to get these the way I want them. All right, now are these, I believe these guys are separate. So if we go under visuals, yeah, so you're separate, and you're separate, so I can move these around. Beautiful. Now, because the first thing we're going to have to do is figure out which direction I want you, because I can separate it a little bit from the main building. So let's bring you now there's a couple things I want to clean up in here. I think props I need, that I need. Yeah, here I can get rid of this. I can get rid of that. I can get rid of I think that's why. All right. Clean some of the crap up I don't need. Now, I want to get you so you're kind of sort of touching this building. Yeah, this is going to be another couple-hour project. Now, the boat itself is where? In here. Now, unfortunately, the way this Giants editor has this i3D set up, I got to lift the whole thing. And then the dock and the other parts are separate, which I absolutely hate. Let's drop you back to where you were. If I pull you up, do you pull the other parts up with it? No, you don't. Why does Giants separate everything? Because it's not going to bring that dock and stuff up with it. You're not even in the same. Yes, you are. Okay, you're under props. And you're the pier. So I would have to bring this whole thing up, which is going to raise that building up. These things are so hard and so finicky. All right, let's bring you up. Let's bring you up. Like that. Now it's going to make that building float. But I think it brings the dock and everything else up I need with it. It does. Now this dock has to come out. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna like I said, I got a lot of work to do to get this in the way I want it. And you've got to come down here because you got to be in this opening. I kind of have these buried on the other map so you don't see them. Let me take my speed down a little bit. Yeah, I think this might be a good project for today. Probably for the rest of this episode. All right, now. Oh, cool. We got that's like perfectly right on top of the water. Now, so that means you're going to be fine. Yep, you're good now. But the problem is this building over here is going to be floating now. And I think it's connected. And I don't know if I can lower just part of it. Because now the prop's not connected to the building, so it makes it even harder. Yep, see, they're connected, so I can't lower one and raise one without the other. Like, these two are interconnected. can't lower that. So what I may have to do is bring the land up a little bit to meet it. Kind of sort of build it into a part of the hill. And now we're going to have to do the same thing with these two if I want to keep 3 boats. But I have an idea. Now that this one is fixed, I can delete these 2 and then move this one where I want it. Because you're part of this, but I don't think I can separate them. You're part of this group. Yeah, see, the props are separate from the building, which really sucks. Way to go, Giants. Yeah, there's no way I can raise one and not raise the other one. So unfortunately, if I want to leave it this way, I'm going to have to raise the land. But I do have another idea. We can make this island a little bit smaller. So let's get rid of this one. And let's get rid of this one. Let's work with this one since I have the height of the boat exactly where I want it. I think everything just works. So everything's like right on. Well, this cage is floating, so I'll have to fix that cage. So we can just push back here onto the boat. Beautiful. The rope is floating as well. All right, can we push the rope? Let's bring you over here. Now the rope, you can come over here. And then you can also come over here. Oh, nice. All right. And then this boat we want pretty much where it is, I think. Ooh, all right, I got an idea. Yep. All right. So let's go to height. Let's go to 20. Gets rid of the extra land. All right, so now let's take this guy. I'm going to duplicate it. Let's bring it over. Let's spin it over like this way. Ooh, okay, so that kind of works. Now, do I need it though? I think it's a separate piece. It's part of the props, I think. No? Visual. I think I'm going to make it easier on myself. Oh, I can't because all the so you're connected, so I can't. Well, if I remove you, I remove the deck and the. Do I need it? Because it's higher than the factory, so it's not connected to anything. I want to visually. Oh crap, where was it? Visuals. This one. Kind of. Can I get it to connect to the other building? Oh, I can. I can live with that. We'll have to move the signs around on the factory. We'll have to see where the triggers are. We may have to move the triggers on the factory. And then let's take that one and let's duplicate that one and let's bring it over this way. I'm going to have to... Yeah, we're going to move the triggers on this factory. Just because I want this to visually look like it's connected. To this building. Now, I like how this is looking. I'm thinking maybe even one more. No, old man, quit while you're ahead. Quit while you're ahead. What time is it? 3 o'clock. So yeah, we're going to have to rebuild triggers. We're going to have to rebuild signs. So there's not going to be any reason to be on the back side of this building. So let's click off of here for a minute so it's not all like highlighted in my face. All right, so let's come back this way. Come back this way. Right now I'm only worried about getting this factory the way I want it. The rest of this square will be project for another day. Now, so these are not floating. What height do I need to be at? So let's go 21. No, I'm sorry, 26. quite. Let's go 27. We're getting closer. Let's go 27.5. Okay, 27.5. Nope, just a little bit more. You're floating, so let's go 27.7. Yeah, that'll work. All right. So, we got our height. And then these are on the water. So the lower ones are on the water. Beautiful. All right. So 27.7. I need to come out this way. Along the back of the building. So we also got to capture this. Now we can smooth this down. A little bit further. Gives me room to smooth. And then we can smooth this down. Let's bring this up a little bit just so I can take away a little bit. All right. So that's going to work out well back there. Now over here we're going to have to kind of sort of do this. Yeah, we're going to have to move the triggers and everything. So over here, you are on the water. All right. So we need to go 27 and 0.7 along here. Now, so that'll push the building exactly where I want it. Now, triggers and signs. So, selling station. So our drop-off area is right there. And then our pallet spawn area is over here. So I think we're going to move those. Yeah, let's just, and I'm going to get rid of the old man logo on this building because I don't like it. Let's do a quick save. You say no, because we made terrain adjustments. Spinning wheel of death. Come on. Any second. I think dinner's going to be chicken patties and French fries. Or a chicken patty sandwich and French fries, maybe. All right, now where are my warning stripes? That's the smaller one. This is the larger one. We're going to use the larger one for our drop-off point. And I'll show you why in a minute. So if we need our selling station, but this transform group has to stay at 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So we have to move our unloading trigger over here. We need to move our pallet trigger over here. And then we could take our unloading trigger. We can come up here. In this one, we can go Shift and C. It'll copy our X, our Y, and our Z. So we could take this one, Control V, it pops it into place. We could take this one, Control V, it pops it into place. We could take this one. I don't know why I need that one, but I'm going to leave it there. And we have our pallet trigger. So our selling station, our drop-off station, everything is moved. Now let's take this warning stripe. Let's bring it down this way. Why does it look like there's a little hump in the grass there? I don't think there is. All right, I'm actually going to duplicate it and let's stretch it down to about here. I don't want it all the way down. So we'll call this one warning stripe 03. And then let's go to, let's open up the swamp map. So I'm making changes to the correct one. We have to go, since we added a warning stripe, I have to add it into here. So it's going to be warning stripe 3. And then down here we have to add a warning stripe in to i3D map it. So it's going to be 10-2. Alright, so that brings our extra warning stripe in. Now, we need to look at our pallet spawners. So you're over there and you go this way. So what I need to do now is bring you over this way, turn you this way. So your start is now there, your finish, perfect, is right about there. So our pallets will spawn across here. Do I need the second pallet spawner? Yeah, so let's do this. Let's go Shift and C. Let's go Shift and V, but then we have to turn it to 0. And then if I slide it out this way, we'll have our pallet spawner 1 and our pallet spawner 2 in place. Alright, so production point. Where's our triggers? Player triggers all the way back there now. So let's bring the player trigger over here. And then let's go Shift and C and Shift and V. All right, so there is that. Our info trigger will now need to come over this way. So we're essentially rebuilding this factory. So that should be fine. We don't have to mess with clear areas and any of that. Now our signs. What other signs do we have? All right, we have the big seafood house logo. We have the second scrolling logo we probably won't need. I think the signs are fine. I can just eliminate this one. I just don't think we need it on the back of the building. Seafood sign there is fine. Seafood sign here is fine. Seafood sign there is fine. You'll see them from the water. Alright. Let's close this for a second. Let me do another quick save. Alright, so we're going to need, alright, placeables. I'm going to need seafood house. Seafood, I saw seafood house. Alright, let's grab this. Let's move it into our placeables folder. Oh, save that. We'll come back and put its dimensions in. I'm going to need store items. We're going to need seafood house. Why am I blind? Right there. Let's grab that line. Let's copy it. I need it in the mod description. Save that. I need it in the store items. We will save that. So we have to go File, Export Selection. We have to the props are all going to be wrong now. We're going to have to fix the props, I think, too. Let's save that. We have to overwrite it. Let's go File, Import. I want to bring the props in for a minute. I want to see if they're the same orientation. What's our orientation on the factory? -37. So our props are going to have to go to -37. Alright, let's delete them out. I don't know if the props are going to work at -37. No, because we're going to have to go 0, 0, 0. All right, and we may have to fix the props. But we won't know until we've spawned it into the game. But I think I want to finish this island first, and then we're going to get out of here. So, let's smooth this out. All right, let me grab. We may have to mess with props. All right, let's grab some texture. Let's go. Actually, no. This bridge, I just noticed this bridge is a little bit too long. So let's go back to our bridge. I'm going to shorten this up just a hair. A lot of bridges on this map. Let's go 0.9. That'll work. It was just way too long. Alright, now back over this way. So we're going to go texture. We're going to go good old asphalt. Since we're not square to the world, it's going to be hard to get a nice square line, I think. I could be wrong. Let me go to square for a minute. Nope, yeah, see we're at a weird angle, so I'm not going to be able to get a nice, let's just go back to round. I'm not going to be able to get a nice even line, I don't think. So we'll end up with some like round corners. It's fine. Just want room to drive in here, drop off, and pick up. We can come along here. Can go in here. So underpaint that. Let's get it underpainted. Just so when we put the grass in, it's not going to be inside the building. Let's get a road coming over. One way in, one way out. So you're going to need room to swing your truck around. So let's just widen this side out a little bit further. You'll need room to turn your truck around. Let's grab some dirt. And let's just, I gotta fix this whole water area, but I just want to get this island done. And I want to make sure it works, and I'm going to get out of here. I want to be able to call this island done. Well, I like the dirt all the way up the side. Okay, I can live with that. So one way in, one way out. Oh, this is going to be epic in game, man. This is better than I envisioned it. We're going to make this probably a little bit smaller because I want to put like buildings all the way around this area. Now, I may build a small bait house just here, so a separate factory that just makes bait. So I'm going to leave this area unfinished for now, except for like the factory itself. So let's grab foliage. So I won't have to spawn it back in. Meadow. Harvest ready. Limit texture to grass. Let me... That'll work. I want to get the immediate area around this factory done, so when we put the bait factory in, we won't have to spawn this back in. And I'm going to leave the front of this area open for now until I figure out what I want to do with a bait house. I think it may be a small bait house and a small ice house. We have a separate factory for ice. And then you won't have to run the dairy if you don't want to run the dairy. But I may leave it in the dairy, just put a bait house over here yet. I'm not 100% sure. All right, let's go. I'm just going to go to the last transform group I have open. Let's just go to H. No, all right, we'll just go to A. I don't care. That's fine. Let's grab. I want it kind of sort of open, but I kind of sort of want a few trees. Let's grab you. Put one of those here, and let's grab, that was Vary 1. Let's grab Vary 2. You're the skinny one. All right. So let's grab the skinny one. Let's go Control B so you're free floating, and let's put a couple of those skinny ones along here. Just so we have a little bit of foliage here and there. Not sure I like those. Not sure I like those. I'm going to leave one. Okay. I'm going to leave you. All right, hold on. They went down this way. All right, you're coming out. 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 All right. Yeah. That's a little bit better. Vary 1. Let's bring one just bigger tree back here. Kind of right there. And then let's bring one kind of sort of here. And I think I want the rest of that open. On the back side at least. You know what? You're going to go. And we're going to put one of the larger ones over here. Just because I think that looks better. I'll leave this one here for when we do this side of the island. But I'm just going to get it out of our way for now. Alright, now on this back side, here's what I'm thinking we do. Let's grab deco foliage. And I think the tall white weed. maybe not. Nope, let's get rid of that one. All right, let's go with the crimson. I don't like that one either. You? Yeah, that'll work. Want a little bit of color. Oh, now my trees are in the way. Oh man, you should have put that in before you put the trees in. Yeah, I hear you. No, I also want to put some along here. And then let's grab water plant. Nope, I said water plant. And I'm going to go with the larger floral one. And I'm going to put it along here. Let's just get the back of the building done for now. Kind of hide this dirt cliff a little bit. Throw some around this tree. Let's throw some around that tree. And let's go under the water tower. All right. Now, I think I already did. Let's go File, Export Selection with File, CFA House, Save. Did we put it in position? I don't think we did. So let's grab that. Placeables, we did not. Beautiful. All right, so I need this position. 25. I need this position, and it's going to be 0 minus 37. And let's save that. So I think we have all the XML work done for this factory. So we need to delete it out, and let's really quick, let's go ahead and grab asphalt. so it's underpainted. You need to be on meadow. Alright, let's do a save. If this works right the first time, it'll be a miracle. Without us having to fix any errors. All right, why is the save taking so long? This is a bit scary. There we go. So now we have to go into here. We have to open up the seafood house. And we have to go 0, 0, 0, 0 and save. So let's close that. The props should spawn in the correct position. Let's see if we're getting any errors or if it'll spawn in. I'm going to clean up all the map files and see how large it is tonight to see how many more factories we can import into the map without the file size being too big. So I'll do a little bit of off-camera work tonight. But let's jump down here and see if anything turns red. See if we get any warnings or errors for the factory. We basically reconstructed that entire factory, including all the triggers. And we got an error. Alright, so seafood house, missing trigger marker node. And warning stripe 3 is going to be a problem. So can I close you? You're wanting to load. Come on. Why will you not tell me? There we go. All right. It finally closed. All right, so let's go look at the errors. Let's bring the log up. Oh, where'd you go? All right. Whew. All right. Control find error. Find next. Okay. Warning stripe 3. So seafood house. Oh, because I did not name it 3. I named it 2. All right. And then that's probably why we're getting this warning. Placeable seafood house missing. Okay, so it's because the warning stripe was mislabeled. I think we might be all right this time. Let's try this again. This is why I try and make sure there's no errors after I put every factory in the map, because if you wait till the end, you put 40 factories in the map and then wait till the end, you're just pulling your hair out. It becomes a nightmare to fix all the warnings and errors. All right, I think we're loading this time. We need to write a compiling shader song and play it while we're waiting for it to load. Don't ask me to rap because I won't sing a compiling shader song. You would all go running and never come back ever again. Be like, channel Old Man 102, delete, no more on YouTube. All right, let's jump in here. Let's take our speed down. I'm going to grab my truck only because it's quicker. We'll go with the ugly yellow. All right, seafood house. We need a road in going to the bridge, but that's a problem for another day. Well, I can skinny this bridge up because you're not going to be bringing any mining equipment out here. Yes, we can. Oh my god, it spawned in properly. I want to fix the textures on the building. I'm going to get rid of the little old man symbol. I'm going to leave it on the water tower, but I think I want to get rid of it on the building. So we have, yep, so input fishing trap, bait and diesel. We'll get our seafood and our assorted fish. Looks like all of our triggers are working. Yeah, we're going to lower the price. $405,000 is a bit ridiculous. All right, so let's go do... let me take a little bit of flight. Just to see how it looks. Now, the front part of this island's not done, but the back part of this island is. We got the lake to finish. That's why it looks like two-tone, but that'll change. I really like how that's looking. A matter of fact, let me get a screenshot. Even though this island's not finished, I want a screenshot. Let's turn you off. Let's turn you off. Let me grab. Let's grab a screenshot here. And then while I'm in flight mode, let's go back this way. So we got Spinnery Island done. Little bit of land behind it's not done. Let's grab a screenshot here. And then I want to go back to the mining area. Mining and forest area. And then let's grab a bit of a screenshot here. So I send a post on Facebook later. Let's come over this way. Let's come down a little bit. Yeah. Alright, let's grab a screenshot here as well. Alright, let's go back to our truck. Alright. Ah, man. Alright, there's a couple things. I'm going to fix one thing and then get out of here. So we're like 3 hours in. Alright, we need to go into seafood. Oh, crap. Where's your textures? You're the tower. Alright, I want to get rid of this. So let's grab you. Let's bring you down. Just to get rid of that old man on there. Alright, let's save that. DTX1. And then let's come back to seafood. That should have gotten rid of the old man on the building. All right, nope, we got to get rid of it in one more place yet. All right. So let's close you. Let's go back to textures. Why did that not get rid of it on the building? That should have, unless it's this one. All right, let's do this. Let's very carefully grab this square. And let's replace it here. And get rid of the old man. And then let's do the same thing here. Let's grab this square. And let's save that DTX1. That should get rid of. Why is the old man not disappearing on the building? It should be gone. Unless there's another set of textures. Yes, it's under remove. Why? Oh, that's the control panel. All right, placeable seafood, placeable seafood, placeable. Wow, okay, let's fix this path. So seafood decal 1. Let's go new folder, let's call it textures. All right, I needed seafood decal diffuse. Actually, let me put you out here for a second. Seafood. You're not either one of those. Okay, so we do need the soup factory and we do need the tower. So I need the tower. I need the soup factory. Wow, there's so many. Seafood decal 1. Let's grab that. Now let's come back here. I think we can get rid of that folder. I think I can get rid of that whole folder. Because we're going to make this textures we're going to make this textures we're going to make this textures, and we'll save that because those are the signs, so I don't want to mess with those. So we can get rid of this, delete that, and then we can bring this textures file in. So that now should get rid of all those old men. Yes, so it's nice and clean. Alright, I like that much better. Now, what we could do, crap, did I just say yes? Or did I hit no? As long as it's at all zeros, we're fine. Alright, so let's go back to textures. Oh, the logo is a different... Alright, hang on, let's do it. Let's look at it, because we're still playing with this. The logo is going to be different. Soup Factory Tower. Well, let's see if we can figure it out. I'd like to change that, get rid of that logo on there if I can. So let's look at this. So you're going to be under Visuals, Soup Factory, Props, Visual, no. What are you under? Is the water, okay, so it's going to be under the water tower. So the water tower, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find a right texture for it to change it. Sign decal. Alright, let's find its path. And let's bring it in. So it's going to be under Placeables Map EU. So let's do something for a minute. So let's go desktop, no, this PC, Programs, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, FarmSim25, Data, Maps, Map EU, come on. Map EU, Soup Factory, Soup Factory decal. Why don't I see it? Hold on. My pathing is wrong. Map placeables. Oh, okay. Data placeables map EU. Data placeables map EU. Soup Factory. Soup Factory. Soup Factory decal. Soup Factory decal diffuse. I believe this is the one. Copy and paste. It is beautiful. So let's close that. Let's grab... Well, hang on. Yep, no, we're good. Pictures. Let's open with paint.net. And now let's go into here. All right, so you copy and paste. Let's go all the way to here. All right, let us copy and paste. Crap, I didn't want to do that. Paste. Keep canvas size. All right. So over here, I'm going to go copy, edit, paste in a new image, and we are going to flip horizontal. Yeah. So I'm going to copy and paste it in here. And then we're going to grab, let's grab this. And let's paste it in here. Actually, let's do something like this. I'm curious to see what it's going to look like. We don't have to keep it. Let's save that. It's going to be DTX1. So now it's going to be Soup Factory decal. So now we have to come into here. Do I have it open? I do. Soup Factory decal diffuse. We have to change this to textures. And let's save it. Now, if we open up the Soup Factory, well, to us it's the seafood house, but I pulled it out of the map as the... So what does the tower look like now? No, so why did it not change? I may not be able to mess with this. Why did it not change? Oh, did I change the wrong texture? No, because nothing else is messed up. Soup Factory, hang on, that was the correct, right? Textures, Soup Factory decal. Soup Factory decal. Oh, here's why. No, textures? No, just textures. And save. Alright, now let's see what it looks like. That should change it. Nope, it's still... Oh, because... I know why. Because it's... Giants is a pain in my ass. It's not going to work. Alright. It's not going to work. So let's just go back in here. And let's go back, and let's go back, and let's go back, and let's save it. So it'll refer back to the original. I don't have a curved logo that I can change that with. Because what I would have to do is change the whole logo out, or change the whole... Let me show you what I mean. So if I go into here, and we go into the water tower, and we go into the decal is curved. I don't have a curved decal to replace that with. So I can't change it. I can delete it, but I can't change it. I can't replace it. So I'm just going to let it go. So let's just go back in game and make sure I didn't mess anything up, and then we're going to get out of here. Alright, a sip of coffee. I shouldn't be drinking coffee this late. 4 p.m. I got to figure out what I'm having for dinner. Thinking it's going to be chicken patties and french fries. I don't have any buns in the house, though. I wish I had a bun to make a chicken patty sandwich. I have regular bread, but it's not the same. I may throw it on bread anyway. I'll take my knife and I'll cut it around so it's a round slice of bread and pretend it's a bun. No, I'm not that crazy. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Alright, so I'm just going to come out here and we're just going to grab some flight. It'd just be easier. It's not that far. I think it's just over this way. Yeah, see, all the crazy old man logos are gone. I think I'm just going to remove that logo from the tower and be done. But I'm really like how that's looking. Oh yeah, I'm going to narrow this bridge up because we don't need to bring any big farming equipment onto here. All we need to do is bring trucks and tractor trailers onto there. So we're going to narrow that bridge up. Alright, let's get out of here. Narrow that bridge up before I forget, and then I'm going to scoot out of here. So let's close you. Let's not save any of that. And then you, why do I have another one open? No. And then you, this bridge. This bridge, the whole bridge can go narrower. I'm going to even go like 0.9 on the width. Now that means that we can shorten it up a bit on this side with texture. And put our dirt back. I'll just go dirt all the way around. Alright. Cool. Let's do a save. I'm going to get out of here. I'm Man102. Please smash that like and subscribe on your way out and have an awesome day.